Welcome to part 4 of the Super Mario Bros. 3 commentary, and this was
Yay.
one of my favorite worlds when I first
You know,
played
this is actually the first one that I don't recognize. So I
Really?
stopped right before your favorite world.
This is the huge world, isn't it?
It's Tiny
Yep,
Huge
it's
Island.
Tiny
Yeah.
Huge Island, yes.
Okay, Okay, here's the thing. I don't get what made this world so special. To be.
Because everything's big.
Yeah, I get it, and it's neat, but people are like, oh my god, this is the best world of Mario 3, and I just don't really understand, I suppose.
I guess because it's different and it's a gimmick.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense, I suppose.
At least Mario 64 did something with the huge and big aspects of it.
What, change? Well, no, Mario 3 did it first.
No. I'm talking about actually using the sizes to your advantage. Not just, oh, you're big, but
This
Who
was a
cares?
thing in Galaxy 2, and it was a really disappointing level because there was nothing in it. It was just lots of classic props made huge, and it was very nice to look at, but nothing actually happened in the level.
Yeah, the Tiny Huge part of it was purely aesthetic. They didn't really do... Well, no, you could wall jump off of a coin. A giant coin.
Well, that's
something,
still
right?
just wall jumping, though.
Yeah, but it's a giant coin that you can't collect.
That's just a wall, though.
It does not add to my money, therefore it doesn't actually matter.
No, that'd be again, you know, this is just Wario's worst nightmare, a gigantic coin that he can't pick up. Why do you torture me?
Why didn't the Starman music play?
Because you've also had the P block going, so I guess it overrides the coding for the star music. I don't know.
But the hills are waving at me.
Hey, 3 stars!
Like you got, 3 stars.
Yay!
2
3 stars get
stars.
you 5. 3 stars get you 5. 1 star gets you 2. I mean,
No,
I mean,
3
1
flowers.
mushroom. 3 flowers get you... No, 3 flowers get you 2.
3. No, 3.
3. 3 mushrooms
no,
get you 2.
1.
No, I'm pretty sure it only gives... No, I'm pretty sure 3 mushrooms
Oh,
gives
you're
you
right.
2.
You're right. It's 2.
Yeah, just getting random cards gives you 1.
You know, I thought it was Galaxy that started the whole overabundance of lives thing, but you're doing pretty good.
Well, you have to...
Well, it's called not sucking.
For what it's to its credit, you have in order to like maintain a lot of lives, you have to know what you're doing. Because
Yeah.
I actually think Mario 3 is pretty not on the really difficult side, but it can catch you off guard, especially after World 5.
If we're not counting lost levels, I think it's the most difficult classic game.
Yeah, well, I'm a platforming, aficionado, and I don't normally die in platformers much, but at the same time, I still haven't gotten my head around Mario's particular handling in the 2D games. Like, sometimes I'll just slightly miss jumping on a Goomba, and I'll die, or I'll screw up this one slightly precise jump, and I'll die. And, when you're actively losing lives on a fairly regular basis, you're probably losing them at the same rate you're gaining them.
So you're Elliot then?
No, Elliot loses them more than he's gaining them.
That sounds
Mario
like
games
me.
in particular, Mario games are really not Elliot's strong suit.
Okay, so if we're gonna, I guess a more recent example, the kids react, or teens react, whatever it is.
But, it's not so much the lives that bug me about the game, it's the fact that you get booted straight out of the level every time you lose, and there are no checkpoints like in World.
Well, the levels are also pretty short, too, so I don't think that they're entirely necessary.
No, it's only really painful in auto-scrolling levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the part about this game that really bothers me is that when you get a game over, you have to start the whole freaking world over. And I got game overs often, so...
Yeah, it was pretty. Well, that's another reason why everyone loves the All-Star port so much. You can save.
Wait, is that changed in this version?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you
What?
if you hit,
You
save to
can save
continue.
whenever you want.
Yeah, you
no,
can save whenever
seriously?
you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to pick up this game. I need to just dump the freaking virtual console.
Or you could just emulate and get the same effect from save states.
But that
Yeah.
would be
Fair
stealing,
enough.
which is wrong.
Oh please, Mario 3 is basically, public domain at this point.
Actually, they let you save state on Virtual Console. I'm
Sort
pretty
of.
sure.
It's sort of. They don't let you proper save state, though. If you want to save state, you have to, exit the game.
If you're playing on 3DS Virtual Console, which Mario 3 was just
And
released
Wii U.
for like, a few
Oh.
weeks
And
ago.
Wii U, too.
Oh, and Wii U, yeah, those are save states, so you can use it properly there.
That's fair.
That's a thing with a lot of collections of old 16-bit and 8-bit games is that they have save state functions. Like Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection has a save state function in the collection pause menu, not the regular game's pause menu, but the there's 2 pause buttons in every game. One for the collection and one for the game itself.
Mushroom has a star hat.
Queen Mushroom.
And you know what? I think the old Mega Collections also did have
No, I don't think so, because you could press the Z button and all it would really do is just allow you to go back to the main menu. Or at least the GameCube version did. I don't know about the PS2 one.
What are we talking about again?
Sonic Mega Collection?
Sonic Mega Collection didn't have save states.
It let you save from that menu, but it wasn't save states.
Well, if you're playing Sonic 3,
well, when you save from the menu, from the pause menu, it would save you exactly where you were.
No,
in
it
the
would
game.
just save you from the zone you were in. Because there was no save option if you were playing like Sonic 1 or Sonic 2, because those games didn't have save files.
Well, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic 3 didn't actually have a save option. It just saved whenever you got to a level.
It auto-saved when you got to a new zone.
Yeah.
A zone, though. So if you got a game over at Act 2, you started at Act 1. So...
What are you doing getting a game over in Sonic 3, though?
Well,
But yeah.
you can get away with asking me that, but, you know, first-time players...
Yeah, considering
catch
all
them
the,
off guard.
considering all these ports basically just use emulators anyway, lacking in basic emulator functions is something that I wouldn't exactly feel inclined to forgive them for.
Well, I think nowadays, back in like PS1, PS2, GameCube stuff, I'm a little bit more lenient about that.
I believe Tiny Huge Island introduces us to the red mushroom houses, which have rarer items.
Ooh.
And I think in this world in particular, it's either going to be a frog suit or probably the Tanuki suit.
Or as I called it when I was a kid, a capybara suit, because I had no idea what a tanuki was.
A what?
A capybara.
Capybara? Who is that?
It's an enormous rat.
The Splinter suit. Oh, I like turtles. It makes sense.
I'm looking at the P-wing again, and all I'm getting from it is a massive foam glove with the letter P on it. It's like
Where number P? Where number P?
Yeah.
no, it's like it looks like something that someone would hold up at a sports game, and it would probably say something like 23 is number 1.
Up here's the tanuki suit.
Tanuki! Which is inaccurate because we are not rocking a giant pair of testicles.
As far as you know.
Whoa, what did you just turn into there? You turned into like...
It's a tanuki suit.
The Tanuki statue thing.
If you hold down
Huh.
and press the B button,
Yes.
Mario will turn into an indestructible statue.
I did not know about that. Wait, indestructible... Is that like the cat suit in 3D World?
Yeah, kind of.
The Lucky Cat suit.
You could do it in 3D Land.
Well, 3D
Huh.
Land, not until the special worlds.
Yes, but you could do it then.
I didn't get to the special world, so...
Does it also function as a stomp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically.
It's the only way without Kariboshi you can take care of Spinies without using a fire flower. So,
Huh.
you know, you can also use it to stand on top of nippers. You still die in instant lava, though. I don't think the statue counts as a sailboat, so...
So I guess the Tanuki suit is kind of rare.
Yeah,
Yes,
in this
it's rare.
game it is.
And he loses it.
Oh, no!
It's not the rarest suit in the game.
No, that's still
unfortunately.
the Hammer Brothers suit.
That's the Hammer Brothers suit, which I don't think it's possible to get until World 6.
Ooh.
Well, I
And-
think it makes sense considering that thing is basically God mode. So,
If you know how to use it.
Yeah.
if you don't just get bumped by a Goomba within 3 seconds of getting it.
Yeah,
right.
no.
God
Oh,
damn
it
it!
just passed through you again!
Yeah, like I said, I
I
don't think
call
the
hacks.
shell counts.
Hacks.
I don't think the shell counts until it goes one body length. But this is the gimmick for this stage. Going inside doors shrinks everything, and vice versa. So
Doesn't
because-
really change anything though.
Well, if you want to make things easier or harder for it. No, I actually think it's easier when things are bigger. Because the platformers are big.
Yeah.
Well, we know that mini platformers are big, but, Or we talk
Many
about the
platforms are big, yes.
Reminds me a little of Mario 2.
How so?
No,
Going indoors, or?
If I'm thinking of the right game, it reminds me of like going into random doors in the levels. I can't remember. It's been way too long.
Now that sounds like one of the castle type areas, I think, if I remember correctly.
And at least John got his Tanuki suit back.
I would have had two. Oh,
Okay, so how come the dry bones don't set off the donut blocks, but you do?
because they're dead.
Because they're light.
They don't have
They're only
meat.
bones. Yeah, they're only bones.
They don't have bellies like Mario does.
Mario Beer Belly.
That's my reasoning anyway.
Hey, he's proud of that belly. Leave him alone. No, I think you need to have a soul in order to get those donuts to move, and dry bones are quite obviously dead. This guy's alive though. Boom, boom.
So what you're saying is if Mario was a ginger, he could pass through them all the time.
No.
Back to what's happening on screen. Does that boss ever jump high enough to hit you if you're on the top 2 blocks?
No,
Yes.
it's Boom Boom.
No, it does.
You should, if you let him.
Some boom booms do have a super jump.
Oh.
But who lets Boom Boom live long enough to actually see what he does?
You'd be surprised how many times I've easily mistimed the jump. Because yeah, I agree. Boom Boom, someone they should never let move, because he hit him, he crouches down, and retracts the spikes.
Oh,
and
hi,
he should
Donkey
just-
Kong Jr.
Oh, this is where he's at.
Oh wow! He looks stressed.
Yeah, all of the King's transformations are different from the NES version. For some reason.
I don't know, maybe
Hey.
the sprite makers were just bored and just like, hey guys, look, I made Donkey Kong Jr. Well,
Who?
you were being paid for that, Jeff. You might as well just put it in the game somewhere.
They probably just wanted to throw in some cameos.
Well, a lot of them are the enemy sprites from Mario 2.
Well, because I guess they already had the assets, because this is from All Stars.
Mhm.
So they might as well, I might as well just reuse it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna make a DK Junior one too.
Wait, hold on. What year did the All Stars port come out?
93.
93. When did
92 or 93?
when did Donkey Kong Country come out?
94.
Okay, so this might be the last.
When did Super Mario Kart come out?
I'm pretty
Around the
sure
same
it was
time. I think that was 92.
Yeah, so this that might be the last known showing of Donkey Kong as Donkey Kong Jr. before he became hip and cool Donkey Kong Country Donkey Kong.
Well, wasn't Donkey Kong Jr. also in tennis or golf?
No.
I think so.
He was in one of the sports games.
I'm pretty sure he was in tennis.
The GBC one?
No, the N64, whatever.
No, he wouldn't have been in the N64 one because Donkey Kong is Donkey Kong Jr. canonically, and Cranky Kong is. original.
Nintendo doesn't care about your
If
canon.
reports are to be believed.
Well, I know that Mario canon is about as strict as Looney Tunes canon, but I like to try, at the very least.
Man.
The stage is going at a glorious 2 miles per hour.
You know what? This would be an incredibly easy kind of level if it weren't for the fact that the ship goes up and down the whole time.
Well, that doesn't even really affect anything. It's just sort of a visual.
No, actually it does. The ship moves up and down, but the projectiles that get fired off everywhere don't.
Oh yeah, you're right, but that wasn't really an issue so much in this particular stage.
Well, not in this particular stage, no, but the other Doom ships that are more focused on bullet bills and cannonballs, you have to watch out for that.
This is the longest I've ever seen one of these
Oh,
bosses
God.
on screen.
I'm nervous.
You lost!
Failure!
Aw.
Was it? This is...
Did you jump cut or did you save state?
I jump cut. I'm playing this on the Wii. There's no save states on this.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question. I don't really get why these guys ended up becoming so popular, because, to be honest, all the boss fights in this are kind of...
Popular? They died off right after this
Well, no,
game,
but
and they ain't
now
come back till
they're-
Super.
now
Oh yeah,
nobody
now
can
they're
get-
all over the place. I agree.
Now they're
but
all over the place because
Now they're all on Smash
Nintendo
Brothers.
likes nostalgia, that's why.
Because it's 26 years later and everyone looks back at Mario 3 as the good old days. So anything from Mario 3 is held up as a nostalgia factor, but also because the bosses in the previous 2 games were all Bowser.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
they had this game and then Mario World, and then after that they disappeared to Superstar Saga.
yeah.
No,
so,
I think one of them got a cameo in one of the was it Yoshi game or
Mario's
Mario
Missing doesn't count.
No. It was an actual game.
the point is there weren't any other enemy characters before this. They were the first non-Bowser enemies that were prominent.